Hello, boys and girls of all ages, and welcome to a special holiday episode of One-on-One Sports. I'm Greg Brzezowski.
And I'm Christine Williams. We have a great show for you today, so let's kick things off with the starting five.
On Christmas Day, people wake up waiting for Santa to deliver them gifts, but basketball junkies got the greatest gift of all, an NBA season. Christine, now that the NBA is back, what are you looking forward to most for this year?
I'm looking forward to finally silencing all of the questions as to what would a shorter season look like.
Exactly.
I mean, it's usually been an 82-game season. This year it's going to be 66, and they're starting on Christmas Day and all of that. But you know, we're going to actually see what a shorter season would look like. Is it better for the players? I mean, it's going to be a little bit more condensed than we would like it. But everybody, the question always is 82 games too long? Now we'll finally get to see once and for all.
And I think it is. The players have complained about it, and a lot of people in the industry have brought up how this is probably a good thing. I'm most excited to see us not lose a year of these incredibly talented players in their primes. You still get Kobe, who's getting older, KG in Boston, that whole Boston team, to be honest with you.
And these rookies that we want to see.
Exactly, and we're going to see the rookies get in action too. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to get to see this talent and not have a year wasted.
Yeah, not have a year wasted, guys overseas, you know, things like that, just making commercials for fun. We're going to actually get to see this talent once and for all.
On an NBA court, not a pickup game.
Bobby Valentine has left his position at ESPN to return to coaching with the Boston Red Sox. Greg, do you think that they can win a World Series under Valentine?
No, I don't. Look, Bobby Valentine, I'd never really understood why people thought of him as such an esteemed manager, especially when he had been out of Major League Baseball for so long at this point. He's been out since 2002 when the Mets fired him. He was managing in Japan, and he had a lot of success over there, but that's completely different. You're dealing with such different circumstances there. And yeah, he's been working on the inside as an analyst, but come on.
He's been sitting behind the desk for 9 years, just soaking up all the different knowledge that he has about all these other teams now.
That's not being in the dugout.
This is true. This is true. But, I mean, he led that Mets team to a World Series in 2000.
They got swept by the Yankees.
They did, but he already has that Yankee-hating passion, you know. And
yeah, it's going to work good with him being in Boston.
It's going to be great, and they have so much talent still, though.
Remember this Boston team and how undisciplined they were with the drinking in the clubhouse and the shenanigans going on? Do you think a loose guy like Bobby V is the best one to bring them in?
Maybe it's just what they need. We've seen what the strict can do.
I don't know. The annual ACC Big Ten Challenge was held this past week, and once again, the Big Ten won for the third straight year in a row. Now, the ACC, we're wondering, are they still on top of the college basketball world? Christine, do you think that they still are the best conference in all of the land?
How could they not be? I mean, for goodness sake,
because they keep losing.
In this challenge, what are their, okay.
How about like in the tournament when they don't get 4 teams to show up?
UNC, Pittsburgh and Syracuse, when they were switching conferences, where do they want to go? They want to come to the ACC.
But so much of that has to do with football, though, and the revenue that comes with it and the security of a BCS bid.
But Pittsburgh and Syracuse, come on.
I know, it's a big loss for the Big East, but excuse me for saying that the Big East is the team that's on top right now. I know the conference won't exist in about 2 years because they had 11 teams in the tournament last year. They had the team
and they didn't win.
Tournament. Yes, they did. UConn won.
But in the past 10 years, they have had only a few winners. UConn is it.
Duke and UNC have won. Syracuse before UConn in 03, and then you had UConn in 04. This conference is still the best, and their matchups in the regular season, the tournament, the postseason, it's great. It's so much fun in the ACC.
I want to see them actually win.
All right, well, you know, we can see Virginia Tech choke again and see like 3 teams get in this year.
Fair enough. We got Duke and UNC. That's all I got to say. LSU will play Alabama for the national championship this college football season. That much we know for sure. Greg, who do you have winning this game?
Well, in the rematch of the greatest game of the century, I have the team that won the first game, LSU. It's now moved to basically be a home game for the Tigers. They are in Baton Rouge. They won that game in Tuscaloosa in a very tough environment. And yeah, they did miss a lot of field goals, and Bama was missing out on opportunities with that. But the defense,
that's the only reason that they didn't win.
And their offense has been tremendous the past couple games. They started off soft, but then they come back. Have you seen Tyrann Mathieu?
It was a 9-6 victory in overtime, and the only reason Alabama didn't win the first time is because of a couple of missed field goals.
Still won. On the road.
Still won. On the road, sure. But now you've got this game, a rematch. They're going to be fired up. They know what they have to do to go back in there and actually take it away from LSU. LSU says they're number one. The only loss that Alabama had was to LSU that one game.
I know.
A couple of missed field goals. They had more passing yards.
It's going to be great to see the rematch. I know that for sure. But, I mean, come on. I really think that LSU's got this one. Saban's going to have the troops ready, but I don't know about that. The recent firings of Jacksonville Jaguar coach Jack Del Rio and Washington Capitals coach Bruce Boudreau had us wondering, Christine, is it a good thing to have a coach fired mid-season?
I think it really depends on the situation. In Boudreau's case, yes, he should have been fired. That team has been underperforming with the amount of talent.
They really
They've
have.
stopped responding to him. And in the case, because when Boudreau got fired from the Capitals, the Ducks ended up firing their coach, Randy Carlyle, and bringing in Boudreau. That was a good move on their part also. You got to snatch that coach up while you have the chance. But it depends on the situation. It depends on the sport. It depends on where you are in the season. In the case of these two, I think yes.
Yeah, I think it was the right move. Jack Del Rio has had 8 seasons in Jacksonville. He has had his fair share of time to go. He's had a couple of playoff runs, and he won a couple of games in the postseason.
But no production past
But the
that.
way that the team has fallen apart now, they needed a new change. And if you had to go in midseason and do that, you work. And say your team struggles, you get a higher draft pick. Oh, it stinks to be, drafting higher in a draft with a lot of talented players coming out.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I think both of these moves were great for their teams, and it's really going to be a good move for them in the future.
Again, doesn't always work out like that, but I agree.
It is time for us to take our first break, but when one-on-one returns, we will be joined by our NBA experts to engage in some role playing.